I will say, I think it's very interesting that everybody in a synchronous way had all this free time. And I'm not sure we know what everyone's done with it yet. And I think it's very exciting. A year from now, you're going to see people do some stuff in a snap and you're going to go, where did you learn to do that? And they'll go, it was a long year.
That's so true.
Remember that year?
So I really like this idea that everybody, it's lemonade from lemons, but the idea that people sort of put themselves in this sort of university kind of mindset of like, well, what can I get accredited in? What can I get what can I have leaving this that will be more than just the things I saw or the extra weight? But I did make a record that I didn't see coming. When we first went in the lockdown, I don't know if you guys had the same experience. There was no music inside of me. I was in a very kind of objective-based tactical mindset. And that plays no music in my head. I picked up a guitar for a second. I went, I don't know the world. For the first time in my life, my inner world does not match the world. I am out of date with exactly what's going on. And all of this musical sensibility that I've built cannot be useful right now. And I put the guitar down. And then when I picked it up again, like maybe 2 months into it, it felt so good that it became, and all the way through the end of last year, maybe even into January of this year, just the elixir. It was the only thing to do that could give some peace. And it made my record really great. And I think it's probably made everyone's record really great. I think when people start putting records out in the next few months, they're all going to be bangers because what the pandemic did was force your focus, right? Like everything that was a distraction was gone. And the only thing you could do was music. And it really, for me, I don't know if you guys have had this experience. It reminded me of when I made my first record. It's the lean years. You can't fly anywhere. It used to be because you didn't have the money. And now it's because you can't. So all of this stuff pushing against us, for me, the only other time I experienced that were the forces of not being successful, not having any money, not being able to do anything but make music to survive. And I think, again, that's the lemonade coming out of the lemons. I certainly don't wish for it, but that is the silver lining, is that I think people's art is going to be more powerful than ever because they had nothing else to do but make it. I couldn't leave the studio to go to dinner, right, when I would have been able to write that lyric. There was no dinner. So you're forced to stay and focus on the music. And so to that end, it was really cool. And I think the record's great. And it's going to piss off some deadheads because it is not Grateful Dead inspired music through and through. It's incredibly pop, man. It's a very pop record. So we'll see. I enjoy the wavelengths beating up against each other. I think it's an art form unto itself at this point.
I do too. Contrasts.
Yeah.
Well, I love it because I always think of pop as your freak flag. Like,
That's nice. Great. What are you if you're okay? If you are not countercultural, you are countercultural to the countercultural.
Yeah.
So you're always countercultural.
Pop music in the world of the Grateful Dead extended universe is my freak flag. I will never forget. You told me that. That went straight in. That went straight in.
But you gave me that. You gave me that with the picnic table outfit. Remember, your body is a tablecloth? Yeah. And it was like, and remember, I don't know if I called you or texted you. I was like, brilliant. Because what are they going to say to you about the way you're dressed?
Right.
Like,
you know what I've learned?
Really?
You know what I've learned is they want to have fun, and they want to have fun with you, not necessarily at your expense, but maybe in what feels like your expense. And once you catch on to it and you give them things they can have fun and make fun of and with, I think they won't tell you they appreciate it, but they appreciate you delivering them some matter to work with. You're giving them play, right? Like they can't always talk about this was a great Stella Blue. They want to be able to dig in on some lighter stuff. And Oteil, you know this, you've come out in a full basketball garb before, right? Now, when Oteil, and I get this, right? When Oteil does it, it's the most heroic thing in the world. When Mayer does it, it's Mayer.
No. I don't agree. I think it's kind of that, you give them enough rope to hang us with, But
they've all, they're already doing this when I come out and do anything. You know?